7 killer mistakes guys make after getting his beautiful Ukrainian wife to America. The happiness and the feeling that this happiness is everlasting is usually one of the shortest periods, guys, which your beautiful Ukrainian wife has to pass after coming to your country. I know that you guys both are so happy at this moment that even can't expect what actually will be going soon in your life. So, do you know what exactly will happen? Some of you can imagine just due to your own experience, then you moved to a new country or had to stay there for some specific reasons. But majority of people can't know what actually will feel person who has to leave their motherland, family, friends, work, colleagues. That's total, final, and irrevocable change, of your life. And it will never be the same again. So today, guys, we are going to talk about how actually and really to help your woman to make the adaptation crisis easier and less painful for both of you in order not to lose her just in a year or so after her moving to you. So stay with us, guys, to be continued. Hello, everyone. Happy to see all of you, and thanks for joining me today on this nice Saturday. I hope everybody has these nice weekends. And guys, I want to let you know that today we have a little bit specific live episode, and I have a great surprise for you. We have today a very special guest. Her name is Kate. She's 27 and she had been living in America for 9 years. So she will join us a little bit later after I will give you information just from my point of view, and then you will hear her opinion. So actually the opinion of younger generation, and especially personally from the person who had been surviving after that adaptation crisis. So you will check what kind of difficulties she met, and she will give you some tips also from her point of view. And I think that's a great information, great instruction will be for you, because that's just from the first person. So guys, stay tuned, and later Kate will join us. You can also ask her questions to her, and she will give you I guess nice tips. Also, guys, as always, please do me a great favor. Don't forget to like our episodes and to subscribe to our channel if you still didn't do it by simply clicking subscribe button in the lower right of the screen. Okay, don't forget to do this because you help us and we help you in this way. You remember. And guys, regarding Instagram, I hope you didn't forget. So every Saturday, 10 a.m., we have a winner, and you have a great chance just to win personal information from the girls under highlights on Instagram. And if you forget, it's just @Match Guarantee spelled with a Y without space in between. So you can go there, register, and just participate in our contest every Saturday. Okay. I want also to announce that next Saturday we are meeting with you. It will be, if I'm not mistaken, December 28th. It will be same time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And the next topic will be beautiful Ukrainian single moms. What to do if father says child cannot leave Ukraine. I guess that's very painful topic for some of you. And I know that you are dating, a lot of you are dating with the single moms. So we will discuss what kind of problems you can meet and how the process actually goes. And so I hope that topic will be quite useful for you. So join us next Saturday as well, as always. Okay, guys, so let's get back to our topic today. And we are discussing with you adaptation crisis, how actually to help your beautiful Ukrainian woman to survive and not to ruin relationship completely just at the beginning. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. I see a lot of people also came just first time today. So I will give you now information, and then you are welcome to ask your questions. Kate will join us. So don't forget and stay till the end. Moving to another country, it's always a dream for many people, and Ukrainian women are not exception. And you know why. I'm not gonna to repeat all these details because you know already why a lot of Ukrainian women trying to escape abroad. And as soon as euphoria has faded away, so a lot of problems started just to appear at this stage. And to understand what actually is going on, we need to see with you all stages of this condition, just that you understand actually what's happening, why her mood is spoiling day by day, why she's not so happy, and what actually you should do just to help her and you. Okay, so the first stage, it called usually like kind of touristic, excitement, euphoria, as you want to call it. And the woman is happy at this moment. She just managed to move to a country. Before, I'm sure she had quite a nervous period of time because she was packing, buying a lot of different stuff, was preparing and collecting all her documents. So it was quite a nervous time for you and for her, for both. And at last, she is there. You got her beautiful Ukrainian wife. Everybody is happy, and you're waiting for new excitement. Sorry, in your future family life. But actually, in this moment, you should understand that her critical way of thinking is a little bit reducing. So she's just excited with the variability of different shops, different stuff, what she can buy, different tastes. Everything is new for her. And she, of course, is happy to explore, to investigate everything. So that's the first period. You can meet and you cannot see any like specific changes in her mood just during this first stage. So, of course, it's you need to help her to make this period also nice and easy. The second stage, guys, it's starting to get negative, and we called it the stage of slow disappointment, also like rejecting or neglecting. So the woman actually start to hate everything what concerns her new country. She doesn't like this language, she doesn't like native people, she doesn't like the system, social rules. Everything start to irritate her. And the woman, immigrants, start to compare actually her motherland with her new place of living. And I can say that quite often this comparison is not so positive about new country, just because she cannot find the things she used to have in her country, because everything is unfamiliar. She need to change herself, she need to change her way of thinking, she changed her stereotypes, and that's quite difficult. Not everybody can adjust so quickly. And on this stage, actually, she gets the feeling that she's not at home, the absence of home. That's the main feeling she gets at this moment. And she starts to feel she's a foreigner, she's a stranger here. People not always positive. Her language is not so perfect still. She doesn't know where to go, how to behave correctly, because she doesn't know maybe some cultural rules or social system. So there the problems actually start to appear, and that's very important for you just to support her at this moment. But about 7 main killers we will talk later. And the first stage actually is an adaptation itself. So if she managed to survive, and if you were quite successful to help her with all these negative points, so you were around and you were quite understandable and flexible just to make the process easier. So at this moment she start to relax a little bit, to start to feel some comfort, because she's getting used actually. And what's the main in this stage, she start to find some good and positive sides, because it's not so new already for her. And she's trying to schedule her life to find something to be busy with. And of course she's getting more and more friends, people she can communicate when you're not at home, and it will be much easier. So you should always remember, during the adaptation period, no matter what you do, no matter how much you try to entertain her at this moment, all this will be practically in vain. So your woman will feel awful, desperate, and that's the factor which actually can kill your relationship at the beginning. So now let's try to clarify 7 main killer you guys make after getting your beautiful Ukrainian wife to America or whatever, any other country, which will be actually new, absolutely new and different for her. So the first one, I think you don't get yourself into her shoes. It can be because if you didn't travel too much by yourself, or maybe you travel but it was just a business trip, or you visited someone, but it's not like you live for a long time. Not like you have to stay for many months there. So at this moment, you should be very attentive and understanding. She needs to feel your care and support constantly. Try to feel what she feels after leaving all she used, and just to be with you and to make her happy. So I guess you need to appreciate this benefit. And actually, she is a victim because you stay in your country, but she has to change everything in her life, and she will never have the chance to see often her relatives, her friends. She will never have a chance to talk her native language as much as she can. All these TV programs, practically everything. So please, guys, be flexible, be tolerant. And if you see something in her mood, so please be kind and try to be next to her, okay, at this moment, and just understand what she feels. The second one is you just leave her alone and you go to work. That I also can tell you from my own experience. Of course, my advice is, if it's possible, I understand not everybody can afford this, but if possible, it's better to take kind of vacation, maybe 1 week or two when she gets there, because then you will have a chance to find some people for her to communicate, to show her the area, to show where she can find the drugstore, gym, shop, some places where she can just sit down and drink some coffee, to take her breath. And actually very important not to leave her alone and to give her chance that someone is next to her, understanding all her problems, and actually to try to learn everything new. If possible, that would be very nice. Okay, number 3, you try to protect her from mistakes and you keep her isolated. Some guys, can do that not because trying to protect from mistakes, but just due to their character. So kind of despot, okay, because you want to close her, to shut her just in your house, and that she doesn't have any communication with other people. So you just want to keep her for yourself. But that's a great issue. And of course, women will understand that's quite fast. So that's the biggest mistake you can ever do, just to give her feeling she's a victim. So show her everything around, try to get her acquainted with as many people as you can, and don't make her sit and wait for you just coming back home. That's not correct. And the more she will stay outside at this moment, the faster she gets used to everything, to all these changes. And the process will be much more natural, I guess. Okay. Number 5, you try to cut and limit her communication with relatives and native Ukrainians. I know this problem can meet Ukrainian women who got married with Eastern men, like Arabian guys, Turkish guys, but also can be from any country. But these people, they are just too jealousy, and they think that the connection with their relatives can be quite negative, because these people can give some advice. Maybe she can complain to them, and you try to cut this connection. Please always give her a chance to call to her friends as much as she wants, at least at the beginning of her staying there, okay? And especially relatives, because she needs to have a possibility to share her emotions and impressions, her new impressions. So it will make her more calm and relaxed, and you will suffer much less from the flood of her complaints, because if she doesn't have this connection, so all these complaints will come to you. And of course, if your mood is spoiled, so your mood will be spoiled either, and start arguments and some negative results of this thing. Okay, so find, maybe also it's a good tip if you can find before her coming some Ukrainian community and you help her to get in touch with them. She will appreciate that greatly, and it will make the process much better for both of you. Number 6, guys, don't hide anything from her and don't exaggerate your achievements. That means on the stage when you're online dating, or maybe when you come to Ukraine. So always tell truth about your real life, about your job, income, lifestyle, habits, and family, so background. So whatever, even if you think it's not so positive, not so optimistic, anyway, it's better to be prepared for some bad things, when to be disappointed when she comes and see that's absolutely far from reality. So all your lies will pop up when she comes to you, and she will be very disappointed. So you will look a liar actually in her eyes, and give her as much info about yourself and life in your country as you can. Get her ready and prepared for inconveniences she can meet in your country. So explain her as much as you can what's the difference between culture and the social system between Ukraine and USA, for example. So she should be ready. So if she used to something, so give her more info as possible. And the number 7, the last one, you don't let her come back home at least once a year or two. I think that's very important point regarding this situation, because guys, she always will be hoping to get back home whenever she need. That's also can make her panic, because if the person knows so that next 5, 6, 7 years she won't be able to come to see her mom, her friends, her relatives, so it can make her even more depressed than she is. So during first few months would be great if you can let her get back home in 6 months. It's not possible, and if it's not possible, then at least in the period from 1 up to 2 years. That's very important for her emotional condition and peace in your family, and she won't feel so depressed if she knows that she always is able to visit her motherland in case she misses it too much. So that will give her inspiration also to learn new things in your country instead of neglecting everything and being frustrated all the time. So that's the general tips for you guys, to make her stay in there pleasant and positive, like for both of you. So guys, that's the main tips. I hope you will find them useful. And now you're welcome to ask all your questions. And I invite Kate. Please, Kate, join us. So you will see a very beautiful young lady.
Hello, how are you? My name is Katya or Kate, whichever you like, whatever you prefer. Honestly, it's not up to me. I'm absolutely fine with both. This is my first time, so I'm not as professional. I'm so sorry, but I'll try my best.
But your English is much better than mine, so you see. So
well, we're both trying, Yeah. So just a super tiny background. I am originally from Ukraine, born and raised, and 9 years in America. But I'm not here for my background. I'm here to give you some tips. I do have some notes, very old school. I know in the paper. I know probably none of you already doing it.
That's always great to have some tips and.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I give you my best, and also I will give you my suggestions, and hopefully they'll work for you. We'll be talking mostly from my own experience, or for something that I saw around, because being on yours kind of helped a little bit to see at least some experiences. So I think the first mistake that I think is very happened a lot that I saw is actually not create a relationship before your lady arrives there. So it's the more relationship, or not created enough, the more you can get to know her, the more you it's in a tiny little stuff you can get to know about her. It will be awesome, because when you arrive to some other country and you arrive to the person you don't know, or you arrive to the person you barely know, it's a little not, I don't know, I don't feel it doesn't exactly feel great. But when you have somebody that you're itching to see, you're so you're craving to see, because you've been talking, you have so much in common, all about, all in and outs, you come and she she comes to completely different side of the world, and she has already a tiny little piece of home there, which is home would be actually you. Sorry, technical problems a little bit, but we fixed it all.
That's fine. They got used to it,
We
so
fixed
no
it
problem.
all. Okay, and so just make yourself a piece of home in another side of the world, so it'll be much easier for her to go anywhere, and after it'll be already a good match.
Buy a lot of Ukrainian stuff and make decoration in Ukrainian style.
Yeah,
so
that's
she feels
a good
at
one.
home.
That is a great
Yeah.
one, actually. So that second, my point I want to talk about is not making a plan for whenever she arrives. So like not letting her know what her life is going to look like, or at least for first 2 weeks, what are you going to do? Firstly, whenever we excited to come, we already have a plan. Well, generally people by psychology, whenever they have a plan, they feel more free and they're relaxed. And where you go for vacation, you have everything planned. You're like, okay, I got it all down. And whenever you go there and you don't know what are you doing, you feel like chaos a little bit inside of you. You're nervous, you're stressed. So let her know, tell her, it's like, okay, on the first day, we're going to do this. And the second day, we're going to do this. And third day, or make her excited, I will show you this and I will show you this. So once again, instead of just okay, well, you'll come and we'll live together, yay, make her something excited about some stuff you guys are really going to do together. So also, nobody really likes unknown stuff, an unknown life, 100%. Trust me, I moved once there, no language at all, nothing. It was very scary. I've done it, but it would be much easier if that would be not as much unknown. So the third point, guys, culture shock is real. It's very, very real. If as much as you can let your lady know about your country, about your traditions, about what you guys do for this, what you guys do for that, it's going to be way less over the culture. There is going to be always still a cultural shock. It's just not going to be as much. So the more you get her knowledge about everything, how it goes in your culture, the way you do it, the way your family do it, the way your friends do it, whoever is going to be her surroundings and your surroundings together, let her know. So she's she feels more once again relaxed and free. It's just going to go more smooth. So my another point, has been mentioned before, homesick, it will always come by at some point. Maybe a little bit earlier, maybe later, but it will be always there. It's very hard just to go somewhere and just kind of leave your life behind you. Well, it will never 100% happen, but it's pretty much very straightforward saying that's what you're doing. So just be ready for that. Don't assume that all the entertaining you're going to make for her and that she's going to entertain for herself, it's not going to make her not homesick. So just be there for her, just hug her. It will happen anyways. We just need support, some love. And just once again, be home for her so she's not as homesick. And I know obviously going back, as been mentioned, it always helps. So the next point that I had for you, not making her feel home from the first sight. So it's very awesome. You have already so much connection beforehand, before you come there. You have the best possibilities to get to know what does she like, what does she do at home, what does she eat, what kind of cookies does she eat. I like sweets. Whatever you can get to know about her, and maybe whenever she comes, the first step in, and the first site is always the main site. If you just it's all about little things. So just put a little things for her that she's like, oh, I have the kind of the same blanket back at home. She's like, yeah, I got it for you. It's all about small things. It's like, oh, that's what I eat at the house. And by the way, Russian stores are all over the world. I feel like I found it everywhere where I would go. Maybe just get some Russian stuff, which usually, whatever she usually eats. Russian stores usually call Russian stores for all the USSR countries. So don't get me wrong. Don't expect your lady just to fit in. It just will not happen. Like it will happen eventually, just not right away. She's as communicative as she could be. She could have an amazing English already, and she could be super social, and she love events, but she's just not gonna like fit in right away. Maybe she's gonna show that she does, and maybe she's gonna act like she does. However, she's not just gonna right away to fit in. So help her as much as she can. So make friends and firstly introduce to everybody, please. Sometimes we forget that, it's just like, oh yeah, you will get to know everybody. No, it's just like introduce her to every person. You get to know each other. If you know someone already in your surroundings that they have something in common, go ahead, like go just take by her hand. It's like, here you go. This is it. It was like talk somehow. It's like, oh, by the way, like you guys play tennis together, where you do some sports, and so like make her find friends right away, so she fit in easier. So at some point it will happen. That next point I do have for you, trying too hard to be someone else. I know we always want to put our best like foot forward. It comes always from the both sides, and the ladies and the men. But whenever we try way too hard, it's kind of almost like faking it, and like you guys gonna be together, so like let her know this is who you, well, like don't come in sweatpants, but but just be yourself. Like don't tell her it's like, oh, I do this, and like just know
fairy tales, right?
Yeah, just don't do fairy tales. So, it's like, oh, I go to the gym every day, and just like gym once a month. What? I don't do that. So just simple stuff. Just be yourself. Yes, dress a little bit nicer. Just adjust to yourself, but just be yourself. Next one is over promising. I always have a feeling it's always under promise and after over deliver, and after everybody is super happy, because if you just under promise all the time, you do more. Is like, I'm sure everybody knows by themselves, they feel more excited, they're happy. If you tell and promise something, yes, I will do this, and I will do that, and I will do this, and I will do that, and we will do this, and we will do that, and after she comes and none of that happens, or way less of that happens, she's not gonna be like, oh my gosh, you're a liar. But no, but it's not gonna feel good. It's right away. It's right away. Non-trust circle comes around. You just have this like, okay, I'm not sure about this one. And plus, I'm not sure about. I don't want to generalize all the women in the world, but
some common cases, yeah.
In some common cases, if you say and you don't do it, generally it doesn't really work out so well. And women really, we judge.
Keep your promises.
Women, we judge vary by the actions. Words are great, mainly
It's
more in
also
compliments, but all the other ones are actions, please.
But not only compliments, yeah,
exactly.
It's
not only compliments.
Act as a man, so that's the most important.
Act like prove your words. That's it.
Exactly.
Yes, so we totally agree with that one too.
Like
that one works out.
Two Ukrainian women, you see, with a very good experience. So you know what we're talking about.
Absolutely, I feel like it just works out with all the women, not just Ukrainians, but for Ukrainians, 100% yes. The other topic is don't be overprotected. Like don't be all over her. It's like give her space. Firstly, it's on your hands, because if you all over her and you just give everything to her and you just give, well, firstly, give her an opportunity to give back. Because if you don't, the problem is going to be you will like give out. Firstly, like you can't go out all the time. You just need to recharge. We like a bank. We like a bank. Like we can't do like credit, no debit. No, we need a credit and a debit. So just make sure like give her space. See what's going on, like see if she gives back. And I'm not talking about anything like crazy, like surprise or something, but just like a nice coffee in the morning, or like,
or it's romantic stuff.
Yeah, like romantic stuff. And from you and from her, it's supposed to be coming like it's a two-way street all the time.
Mutual process.
any relationship, it cannot be one perspective. So I know we want to give all of our hearts to the beautiful woman that just come to you, and she'd be like, we will love each other for the rest of our life. But like, make sure it's a two-way street relationship at all times. And if you always give, you're just gonna run out, and at some point you're just gonna be like, okay, I've gave everything, and I'm like, I don't know what to do now. So make sure it's always at that time.
I just want to add, so doing everything instead of her, you also can make her kind of disabled. So, give her a chance for her own mistakes also, to her trials and probes. If she's gonna fail, that's not a problem, but she will learn from this lesson. So don't try to protect from everything and doing everything instead of her. She always has a right to try and to miss, and then to actually to get the lesson. Yeah,
absolutely. So one of the biggest points of it's the same one, but I find it amazing. I traveled with a lot of people for my back reason, just like for sport. But anyways, whenever you travel with a person together, put yourself out of comfort zone, both of you. So not only she comes in and now she's a comfort zone, you come in somewhere in a different place where you haven't been. So both of you out of comfort zone, and see how you act. And by the way, see how you act and how she acts, and let her give some, let her act sometimes to see how she behaves. And whenever you're out of comfort zone, that's where you can, like, I feel like that's sort of the most you can see. What does she like to do? What does she not like to do? Does she like to make decisions? Does she like you to make all the decisions? So that's just like, give her some space. Well, don't give too much, because she can just like, what's going on? But yeah, give her some space so she can actually show you who she is actually in general in life with you together. That next topic and the next point will be, that one is very from my own experience, and that actually will be the last one, but that's very close to me, and it's very simple. Encourage her to speak English. It is language. Yes, actions is awesome, but the language is our all. Even though I know robotics are getting all over the world and blah blah blah, but anyways, language is all our own. It's how we express ourselves. It's how we become friends with people. It's everything. So the more you're gonna, and I know you want to protect her from all the harm, but like, it's gonna harm her more if you're just gonna talk over her all the time. So she's not gonna have any chance to actually practice her English, like actually prove her. And most importantly, be very supportive. It's just like, don't just like, if she says something right, just like, awesome, like, I'm so proud of you. Just point it out. You see her achievements, because it's very hard. Like, I'm not asking you to try to learn Russian, because honestly, it's much harder than English. Exactly. So yes, 100%. The good one actually thing for both of you will be to do for this perspective is find a Russian speaking community. So firstly, it will be good for you, because sometimes you like doing something what she does, you will start understanding what does she feel. So if you find a Russian speaking community, you will go, both of you there, not only her, both of you. And you will firstly start feeling, what does she feel being in the country where speaks only completely different language she's not born with. This is one. And secondly, it would be a great opportunity for you to learn some Russian. So it's like, once again, both way street. And for her to feel that's the way you learn English too. Because to be honest with you, now when I speak Russian, it's more kind of like Rusklish or Ukrainian English. So you always use some words of that. And in America or all other countries, when you speak two languages, it's kind of combination. So she will be actually learning like this too. So that was my last point, and I see we have tons of questions. So we'll be probably starting to answer them now.
Yeah, so I also want to mention that a lot of guys make compliment for your great English.
Oh, thank you.
Great accent. Yes, one
thank
of the guys
so
even asked if he can date you. So.
Thank you so much. But nice. we're gonna start from all the other questions, and after we're gonna go back to that one.
Exactly. Also, hello guys again to everybody. Unfortunately, today we have kind of a little bit different format of our live episode. You see, I'm not alone, so I don't have too much time to say hello to everybody as I used to do. So I hope nobody will be offended. Okay. And some guys I see already offended because of my not paying attention. I'm sorry for that, but that's understandable today, I hope. everybody will get this point. Okay, and I see a lot of you understand the situation. Some of you already got this experience and you know what to do and how difficult it can be. That's great. So guys, we both waiting for your questions regarding this, or maybe any questions. There's notable questions here, so you always start, and we will try to give you full and complete answers, which will be interesting for you. So Jade, Kate, you're presenting very well. So
thank you. That's so nice. It's the first time, so it's very thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And the one with you is also good. Thank Jade. My name is Vita, in case you don't know or forgot. Yes, thanks that I'm also good. Nice. I'm pleased. Okay. Rodney, nice to see you. Ukrainian language is not difficult, really. Maybe you can boast.
That's awesome. You're probably the first one who said that, but honestly, I'm very
That's
surprised.
very difficult language.
No, but it's very nice. I'm probably you like very easy to the English languages. I'm not actually.
I think actually only the person who doesn't know language he can say like that's easy language.
Could be, but maybe if you speak Ukrainian, actually that would be pretty awesome.
Okay, so what about men moving to Ukraine?
Men moving to Ukraine?
Possible, but you will also have that immigrants crisis. Practically all the same. You need to learn culture, you need to learn rules, some laws, everything about social system, and of course language and how to communicate with local people, because mentality can be too different. So you can meet a lot of problems, you can be misunderstood in some places, so can be even sometimes painful. These lessons can be painful. So it's better to read, to learn, to talk with some people who got the experience, maybe just to be ready for some issues. Okay, what else?
Also, a good point about that one. Actually, I've been coming and going to Ukraine, and to be very honest with you, I'm very, very proud of my country, because now, comparably to like even 4 years ago, so many people speaking English. It's amazing. You go
especially
out,
younger generation.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's very nice, because right now we have a lot of tourists coming in and seeing. And I was walking around. And it's awesome because like everybody's speaking English. I don't even have to translate. So it's perfect. This is awesome. So actually, you can totally come and speak in English. But yeah, learn Russian, Ukrainian too.
Yeah, if you have a chance.
Yes.
Okay. Martin, if a lady is being unresponsive, do I need to stop talking to her, or should I wait for her response until next year, since it's a long holiday anyway? Holiday, that's not an excuse for being irresponsive, So as I told always, if the woman wants to communicate, she'll always find this chance, even just drinking her cup of coffee in the morning or sitting in the bus just while her trip to work. So that's not a problem. And there was, there was one question, I don't remember who asked that, about video chat. So the guy asked, actually, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name because too many questions and communication. Sorry, if it's good, like, or if it's normal, if she reject video chat. No, that's not normal. If you're communicating with her and everything goes smooth, and then she just tried to reject video calls, that's not good. So it means maybe she is not ready yet, or doesn't take you serious, or doesn't make some plans for the future, or just she doesn't look like she presented to you, maybe, who knows. So that's actually a red flag, because if the woman is sincere, if she really wants to build the relationship, of course she would like you to see her, and she would like to see you, how you look in real life, not just on the photos. So that's, I hope you got my answer, and I didn't miss. We'll see, guys, what else we have.
I would agree on that one. It's definitely a red flag. And also just a little comparably to cultures between all the other ones and ours, just remember we are cold. So maybe don't ask her from the first time.
No, the guy was communicating already.
Yeah. So actually communicating, definitely, yeah, but that's a red flag. So see, maybe there are some better options.
Okay, nice. Very good information. Thanks, Rick. Is
Is Ukrainian woman okay married a man with the kids already? That was from Mr. Morales, Porfirio Morales. Is Ukrainian women okay married a man with kids already? I feel like,
it depends. Depends, actually. It should be okay.
I am pretty sure that will be okay if you guys very like each other. I don't think that's a problem. It's not even a hurdle, because usually, well, if you really like the person, it's very doubtful. Like, she's not gonna actually like the kids.
This can
Well,
be
who
a
doesn't
barrier.
like the kids? So it's like, well, there's some people who are not okay with actually dating somebody with kids, but majority, if you really like the person, like, the kid is just not gonna throw her away from you. So, like, you can definitely always try. At least that would be a good one.
Noe told that you look like Maria Sharapova.
Thank you. I've been told that all my life because I played tennis all my life, but I appreciate that one. Yeah.
Nice. You just got the point. Okay. And one Sampad asking, is, if I'm not mistaken, 170,000 per year maybe a good salary? Yeah, that's perfect salary to live in Ukraine. Or I think not even
To
in
live
Ukraine.
in Ukraine?
Even in USA, I guess, right?
Wait, 170K? Yeah, that's
170.
170K per year.
Yeah.
Maybe a good salary. Well, firstly, in Ukraine, that you are so set. I was like, well, only if you're just gonna decide to just give out money in the street. Yeah, but and well, in America or wherever you live, I'm not sure exactly, but to be honest, 170K pretty much anywhere is good. Besides maybe New York. New York, if you have 5 kids, it's not good, but otherwise you're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise you're good.
But in case she doesn't have kids, okay, maybe she's not able due to some physical issues. I'm sure she will be super happy to have kids from you and to give them care and attention. That's actually, but yeah, it all depends on the personality. Some can be okay, some not, but in majority, in general, that should be absolutely fine. So don't worry, because you guys always in most cases, you are taking single moms because you are not looking for two young girls, right? So you are looking for 30 and up, okay? And in many cases, all of them have kids already. So it's mutual process,
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have another question from Ludwig Lagerforce. How many % can women speak English and Ukrainian in general? So as I mentioned before, I don't know if you've been on the topic beforehand. Very right now,
quite high percentage.
Very high percentage. If she's between anyways, young until 30, right now at least I think 65% definitely yes. But and if not, they're learning, because as soon as we got a European, as soon as we can go to Europe, now everybody got motivation to learn it. So that's all we do now, learn Spanish English. So.
Rodney, Katya, what does it mean if Katie called? I'm
writing to lady and she tells me
she's sometimes cold. She is expect that you can warm her up, I guess.
She's sometimes cold. You mean cold like she's freaking cold? Or she's cold to people cold. Like she's distant to you. Yeah. So, wow. If she's saying she's cold, she definitely wants you probably to hug her or something, which is, that's a compliment, so it's good for you. Well, if she's just distant, it's our culture pretty much, so that's absolutely normal. So you just want to keep talking to her, so she's gonna get warmer.
Kate, I guess this question is for you. After living
in USA from New Regal, after living in USA for 9 years, what do you think about the different regional characteristics of people, West Coast, East Coast, South, in comparison to Ukrainians? Are any similar? So I would honestly say, very good question, by the way. Thank you. So there is Ukrainians, whenever they immigrate to America, for example, they're looking for something in common. Me specifically, I ended up in completely not very common for me situation, but that's me. I really like different stuff. Yes, for example, people from the west of our country, if they move, for example, somewhere in the mountains, where kind of the same climate. People from capital in our country, really like sometimes firstly they really like go to, like, for example, like the central, like more towards New York and towards the cities. The people from the cities, they want the city, and after some time, if they get tired, they move around. The very big communities in general is California, huge, humongous. Chicago, I'm sure you know. Well, Chicago, temperature wise. So honestly, if you look at the maps, what is our weather like, and look at the maps where in America the similar weather, you will find our humans. I swear, they're there. So if you want to, if the just a colorated line, that would be that one. Good question.
Okay, we have a question from Dash. I'm thinking about living in Ukraine for about 4 months. Do you think it's a good idea to buy a car or ship a car to Ukraine? It all depends what kind of car you have. If it's super expensive, so yes, that may be probably better to ship it. But if you're okay with just any average car, so maybe it will be cheaper to buy in Ukraine. That's not a problem, actually. And Michael Stevens asked what age differences are acceptable. As I always tell, 10, 15 years, not more, but we can ask also Kate from her point of view, because she's younger than me. Maybe she has another opinion regarding this. What do you think is good one?
You know, right now it's it's very common to have a pretty bigger age difference, like 10 to 15 years is actually quite common, and it actually works out pretty well. But sometimes, honestly, well, from no difference to, I would say, till 15 years, like I have very few people who is like 20 plus difference and they're like good together. It's very few. Maximum like 15, 16, 17. I think this is the most. This is like the most age gap. So I'm kind of pretty much at the same point.
Michael, I'm 42. So what is appreciated difference? 30, 32 and up. I think that's like just normal, reasonable. Also, it depends on how you look like, because it can be also 28, if you look quite well, so no problem. And if you're gonna to have kids with her still, so from 28 and up, so up to you, so whatever is comfortable, so that will be great. Okay,
Rodney, I saw your answer. Thank you. I got it.
Yeah. I was looking ladies early 40s to mid 40s. Yes.
Keep weather similar to Washington DC, where I live. We're all taking it. I've been in Washington, great city.
Ludwig, thanks. Nice day to you too, and good weekends, right? Thanks.
Guys, I'm 57. I was looking for at ladies early 40s to mid. Okay, Rodney. Yeah, we got it. It's perfect aging gap.
I will see. Does the friend lines of America people freak Ukrainians out when they first come to USA?
Does a friendliness? That was like friendliness. Friendliness of America people. Oh my gosh, you got right on point. So much, but not as much as in Miami, because in Miami there is more Latin culture, and friendliness from Americans is good and it's awesome. But friendliness of Latin people is like they hug you, they kiss you. There's 3 kisses. We're completely freaking out. We're like, what do you mean? We're just like shake hands. Americans in general, yes, absolutely. But I think it's for me personally, I think it's a great thing. Because that's a culture shock on the positive note, because we need to break our comfort zone anyways. We already know we will break out the comfort zone. So at first it's freaking out. So maybe at first when you see some Russian, Ukrainian uses our people, maybe at first don't be like ta-da, hugs all over. But afterwards you can be like, is it okay if we just hug each other? I'm a more hot person. As you usually guys do, pretty much. I was like, yeah, you just get in us more aligned to it. But yeah, for at the first sight, we get scared.
Martin is asking you, Kate, are you single and ready to mingle?
Are you saying I'm ready to mingle? I am single, but not ready to mingle.
You got the answer. Okay.
Do you know?
We're gonna try not to miss. Guys, your questions, you have still 10-12 minutes, so you can get our answers. Whatever you would like to know.
While we have time, I had the person who asked about the cars, if you want to take the car here, actually, from the different countries. So check on how much. So besides the ship and the car,
Expenses.
Besides the shipping car, the most importantly, whenever you're going to get out of the car here, sometimes it costs like twice. So
custom clearance.
Custom clearance here is very expensive, so double check on that one. Sometimes it's literally much easier to buy it. Also, we do have a bunch of American companies who sells like electronic cars or some cars here for like.
But all of them are broken already.
No, if you know good people. I bought one. I bought one. It was just a Leaf electronic one for work, and it's good because it was like the people just bought it and just like left it pretty much. So it just depends, but it was $6,000 and it was already here. Like I didn't need to do anything, so I don't think it would be. Yeah, I don't think it would cost you more to get car here. Well, if you have like a.
It depends how much you love your car.
Yeah, if you have an exclusive car, because exclusive car here are way more expensive. So yeah, it depends.
We have good questions. 1 second. When I meet my friend in person after a year of talking, is it acceptable to kiss her? Not only to kiss her after 1 year. So yes, of course, that's acceptable. That's normal and should be, because if you still didn't kiss her after a year of relationship, she may think like something is going wrong here. So yes, try your luck. And New York girl also asking you, I guess, what was your biggest disappointment when you moved to USA?
It was not disappointment. It was understanding. It was actually pretty fast, came up to me and I understood it. When I got there, well, firstly, I saw people smiling, which is awesome. But so what I'm used to from my culture, if person smiles to you on the street, they really like you. Most likely they know you for a very long time.
Ready to help.
Yeah, ready to help. So in my understanding, if you smile to people,
you expect
you
something.
like them, like you like a person, not just like right away. But the problem is, the first I got into Cali, which is, I love California, don't get me wrong. So that was my just first impression. And in California, I mentioned that a lot of people smile to you,
but just smile.
Yeah, they're not exactly like you. So that was my first, and I was still younger, so it was like actual disappointment. It's like, why they're smiling to me? They don't like me. Or like, yeah, I'm saying, like, don't smile to me. That's fine. But after I understood, it's just the culture. That's you. That's the way you live. That's the way you behave. So that was my first biggest disappointment.
Porfirio, what do Ukrainian women think of Mexican men? I was answering a million times on this question, but let's listen what Kate said.
So I have been in Mexico 2.5, 3 months ago.
Hot guys.
In Mexico City, it's you cannot generalize everybody, I swear. So always also depends on the region, because I have a very close friend from Mexico. He is very tall, looks like French for some reason. There is some so you can't really like generalize everybody. Like, if I like the person, like, okay, I like the person, that's it. So what do we think? I don't think majority of Ukrainian women actually met Mexican people. So the only thing I can tell you, we have a very similar mentality of hardworking people. Mexican people are one of the most hardworking people I've ever seen in my life, I swear. And it's very common to us because we are very hardworking, and our way of thinking is quite similar, which makes it very easy to actually get in touch. And also, I do have like 2 to 3 friends who is Mexican, so I guess we like you.
James, should I not smile at people when I visit Odessa? Better not. Like when you're walking, can be in some specific situations, right? But not as it you use in America.
So I have 2 answers for that. If you want to be, so there's 2 things, and I actually wrote a topic about that beforehand. If you whenever you come anywhere, you get adjusted, and people adjust to you if you won't gonna make them. So it depends on you. What do you want to do? If you want to make a more influence on Odessa, go ahead and smile all the time. That's good. On another side, just one little thing: don't smile to people who look shady. That's bad because they will know for a fact you're like there's like okay, you're nice. Let's see. And another point is like you can just move and adjust completely, which probably not going to make you feel like yourself, that's going to make you feel not good. So just see how you feel, honestly, because I am a very smiley person and I still smile
it depends
here
on your
all the
personality.
time. And people sometimes like, okay, but I'll be that person who everybody stops on the street and asks because I always smile. So it's up to you, honestly.
What's the reason of your smile? Yeah.
It's like, what's happening?
What's happening? What's
I
going
want
on
to
with
smile
you?
too. Tell me why you smile.
Okay, and guys ask, what do they think about Puerto Ricans?
What do we think about Puerto Ricans? I don't know about what we think about Puerto Ricans. I love Puerto Rico. I love Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Besides the fact that it was very sad after the hurricane, I felt so sad and actually acted in some. You have a tennis player, Monica Puig from Puerto Rico. She was helping, and I was actually involved with it. So, but Puerto Ricans. Well, technically, as you territory-wise, you're an American, but none of you think you're American. So, which I absolutely love. You guys are amazing, very generous, very nice, very kind people. Latin in the nature of dancing and emotions, which is awesome. And we are very much closer mentally to Puerto Ricans and to Americans, for example, mentally. So that'll be a good one.
Team Mailers, great video. Merry Christmas, ladies. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to
you.
all you.
You're gonna have a soon, very, very, very soon. I hope you have a great presents. We'll accept all the presents too. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, and
how high is the risk marrying Ukrainian girl after bringing to my country? What do you mean there is?
Yes,
very nice.
It's a plan actually for you, right? So you're gonna marry her, or if you, it's quite difficult also to bring her just to America, not to plan being married with her just as a tourist visa. It's very problematic now to get that visa and to bring her there. But if you plan to marry, that will be much easier. So what do you mean by risk? If you don't want, just don't try. That's it.
Yeah, and if you want, go forward all the way till the end. And Rodney was asking about what do we think about the English guys. You guys are tons of sense of humor.
You're just asking about every nationality now.
It's more based on personality
exactly
than on the nationality, to be honest with you. It's like we like everybody. If the person is good, if the person is not good, even if you're Ukrainian, we're not gonna like you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like so it's more based on the personalities.
Okay, guys, so we have just 2 minutes, and thanks. We appreciated all your attention today. Thanks for nice words, and I think Kate is happy because it's her first presentation today.
Thanks, guys. It was awesome.
Yes, thanks for you, and we wish Happy Christmas to all of you. I also want to remind you, please, if you like this episode, and I hope all of you like this episode today, I will count how many people were here, and I will see how many likes you put. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel by simply clicking subscribe button in the lower right of the screen. That's for sure. You must do it. It's a must, guys. Don't forget. And don't forget to join our page on Instagram. You remember at Match Guarantee, spelled with a Y without space in between. And every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we have our winner. You have a great chance to get personal contact information like WhatsApp number, email, Skype, phone number, whatever you need just to start your relationship with beautiful Ukrainian women. Don't forget, next Saturday, I have a topic about single moms and how difficult it is to bring the child to your country. If it can be a problem. So we're going to see what solution we have and what possible ways of this situation. Thanks for everybody. We were happy. Thanks for this nice atmosphere and nice questions. Yes, and
thanks, guys. I see all your texts, and thank you so much for all the very nice feedbacks. Very nice to hear. Thank you so much for all the compliments also. But well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I hope you're having a great one.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend, and we see you next week.
Bye. See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.